Zillow is one of the largest real estate websites in the United States, with over 200 million monthly visitors. With this number of people looking for a property, it's clear that Zillow holds a huge amount of valuable data for analysts, investors, or just people looking for a home. I'm Arnas from Oxylabs, and in this video, I'll show you how to scrape Zillow listings using Python and the Oxylabs Web Scraper API. If you're a real estate agency or investor, you might need a large amount of property data in a specific region to make informed decisions. Doing this by hand can be a painfully slow and error-prone process. This also applies if you're simply looking for a new place to live. It's often necessary to have a deeper understanding of the broader context for properties in a location. Scraping, on the other hand, allows you to collect a significantly larger volume of data and analyze it in bulk, resulting in much clearer insights and more informed decisions. Let's jump straight into how to achieve this. First, let's examine Zillow itself to see how we can scrape the data from the page. It is possible to retrieve the raw HTML of the website and parse the contents manually, but Zillow exposes a simpler way to scrape its data. To use it, go to the Buy section in Zillow, open the Developer Console in your browser, navigate to the Network tab, and select Fetch XHR. After that, search for a location such as Brooklyn, New York on Zillow and open the Async Create Search Page state item in the console. We can see as many as 500 listings available in JSON format. This is the part we'll be scraping with the Web Scraper API. We'll use the initial part of this Zillow URL for use in our script. Next, let's start writing our script by creating a virtual environment by running the following commands. We'll also need to install the requests and pandas libraries, which we'll use to access the API and store the data. Run these lines to do just that. Once that's done, open up your preferred code editor and create a file named main.py. Open it up and add these lines to import the previously installed libraries. Next, let's define the URL and payload that we'll be scraping. We can use the previously copied URL from Zillow here. Inside the payload variable, you'll first need to set the source parameter to universal, the URL parameter to the one we defined, and the user agent's type should be specified as desktop. We'll also need to enable HTML rendering by setting render to HTML. This will help us bypass some restrictions that Zillow might have, as well as grant us a way to access the previously mentioned data. Now, let's set some browser instructions so the API knows where to look for the data we need. They should be of type Fetch Resource, and the filter should be set to the Async Create Search Page state we found earlier. With the payload ready, we can prepare to send the actual API request with the requests library. Before that, you'll need to retrieve your credentials for the Web Scraper API. You can find them in the Oxylabs dashboard under the Web Scraper API section. Let's define them as separate variables. Now that that's done, let's write a basic post request with our URL, credentials, and payload variables. We'll add a print statement at the end to see what our response looks like for now. Now, let's run the script to see if everything's okay. As you can see, the API returned a response with a large amount of data, which we can examine to retrieve just the parts we need. Let's dump the content of the data into a separate data variable. We'll also use the JSON library to serialize the retrieved data into a Python dictionary. Next, we can extract the necessary information from the data that Zillow provides in JSON format. Let's create a new variable called listings. We can then loop through the data from Zillow and extract fields such as the address, price, number of beds, baths, and more. Let's run the script once more and print out the listings variable now. You should see a clean list of results from Zillow. Now that the data is ready, we should store it in a format that's easily usable for data analysis, like CSV. Let's use the pandas library to create a data frame from our listings variable. Next, it's enough to call the toCSV method within the data frame to generate a CSV file. After running the script, you should see the file in the same directory as your script. It should look something like this. Even though this method should cover most basic use cases for scraping real estate data, you can further expand this workflow in various ways. Whether you want to scrape Zillow with beautiful soup, pull real estate agent data, or retrieve listings on a large scale using batch queries, it's all just a click away. We have an in-depth Zillow scraping guide with step-by-step instructions and ready-to-use code examples. You can find more details on our blog post linked in the description. In this tutorial, we've covered how to scrape Zillow with Python and the Web Scraper API from Oxylabs. As you can see, this method makes real estate data easily accessible on any scale, allowing for more informed decisions regarding the modern housing market. If you have any questions regarding the API, email support@oxylabs.io or write to us via the live chat on our homepage. Also, consider joining our Discord community where we discuss all things web scraping. Thank you for watching and see you next time.